Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and these are the Jakks-specific DC crossover with Sonic 5-inch action figures. I was really excited for these because not only was it a DC crossover with Sonic and their action figures, but what makes these guys really special is that the articulation on these is very much based on the 5-inch movie 3 figures. So I'm really excited to compare these to not only those, as well as the 4-inch regular Jakks-specific figures, because judging on how this looks, I kind of want a new wave of Sonic figures where it's in this 5-inch standard with this much more improved articulation. So we got the power versus speed pack. So we have, what's his name? I know he has a name, I can't remember what it is. Darkseid, that's it. His name's Darkseid. Versus Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. And then we have an Amy by herself over here. Now, they did release Silver as well as Sonic individually by themselves, judging by these back here. However, this Shadow is exclusive to this pack, with him also lighting up, which you press that little button. But we gotta move this little tab right here too, so we'll do that later. So as of right now, Shadow is exclusive to this, but they will be releasing a standard Shadow by itself, which I feel is going to have more articulation in comparison because of this whole light up gimmick. So I will be buying that as well, so we'll get to that eventually. So we're going to do Amy a little bit later, so we're going to push her to the side for now, and we're going to mainly focus on this triple pack right here. I say triple because I don't really care about Darkseid, like that's fine. But this box is so beautiful. Not only do you have Darkseid over here, but on this side you have Silver, Sonic, and Shadow just looking so great, all illustrated. And I remember when they originally shown off the illustrations of like what the DC characters are gonna look like as Sonic characters or vice versa. I mean, I didn't like the fact that there's no shading anywhere. So the fact that we have like a more finalized one with good shading, that just comes across as so clean and so pretty. And overall, this whole package is so cool. Like, it's hard for me to show off all of it because like the box is so big. But I love this so much. This would be one of those things where like if I would have had this as a kid, I would have absolutely loved like, oh my god, I got this giant set, and like just everything about the package I love so much. In fact, I almost want to buy another one to keep it in the box, but I have no space for that or any extra money for that, so I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe when it goes on clearance, then I'll do it. We'll see. But I love this so much, and like, I love how it does have like the 3 hedgehogs right here in this package. But I'm rambling. Let's before we open it, let's look in the back. So the back is just going to show them all looking super cool, and it's like, oh yeah, light up Shadow Batman. So yeah, this is like the main gimmick of this also, as well as getting Darkseid. But this is mainly gonna be for like the people who have FOMO and really want to Shadow ASAP. So me. But if you don't care about Darkseid, you might as well just buy these figures individually. Like, it's gonna be a lot easier on your wallet. And actually no, that's gonna cost about the same anyway. You're just getting a free Darkseid. Point is, if you want a better Shadow, you can wait. But if you want a Shadow that bad right now, here you go. So, without further ado, let's open this up. I have no idea how this opens. It's on the side, I guess. Okay, so let's get a little knife and open this up. But let me know in the comments, how are you enjoying the comic? Did you read all of it, or are you waiting like I am? Because right now, I'm waiting for them to release like the whole thing as one big package. So I missed out on a lot of cool exclusive variant arts for covers, and that would have been really cool to have. But I'm not that diehard of a collector, as cool as they are. So I'm just going to buy the whole thing as a giant package and be happy with that. So when we open this up, we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle very much, apparently. Come on! Come on! Open sesame! Okay, I guess we're going to try opening it from the other side, too, and see what happens. I had a feeling this thing was going to be a bit of a pain to open, but I didn't expect it to be this much of a pain. Oh, they want you to open it from the bottom! I think. Or do they want you to open it on all sides? Because it's taped everywhere. Okay, so we're going to pull this. Okay, that helps a lot more, I think. There we go. But, like, these do not want to come off. This is absurd. Okay, that's how they want you to do it. Okay, so like this top plastic part right here is pretty much glued to this. So they want you to open it from the back and open it that way. I mean, that kind of keeps it so it's like collector friendly. So kudos to that. Maybe I don't have to buy another one. So we're gonna safely put this box over here. Just gonna throw that over there. It's fine. We got instructions. I don't think we're gonna need them. We pulled the tab. I don't want to light up Shadow yet. Now, as you can tell, these are like really tied in here. So we're gonna nip all those out, and then we're gonna play with some Sonic action figures. Okay, how about now? Can we get you out now? There we go. Yeah, Darkseid. We're just gonna put you on the side for now because we want the other characters. I'm gonna get Silver first. He's my favorite. Which, by the way, I'm so happy that Silver is actually a character like that he's like in the DC universe, because like this is great. I love this. I love Silver. And of course, we gotta have the Speedster, the Sonic. Which, by the way, I think Sonic being the Flash is probably my favorite because I love the Flash. The Flash is definitely my favorite. And then, of course, we have Shadow. And he's still stuck in there because of his one hand. Whoops. Alright, there we go. Oh, his other hand was stuck too, but I got it around it. It's fine. So I'm just going to throw this over there for now. I think let's go over Shadow first. He's probably the coolest one out of the whole bunch. I mean, objectively. Because Silver is always my favorite. But a Batman Shadow... yeah, that's going to be a fan favorite for sure. The shoulders are a lot looser than I expected. Little worried about that myself, but it looks pretty cool. Alright, time for the gimmick. Let me see that light. Oh yeah, it is a very well lit studio-esque setup. You're not going to be able to see it all that well. Whoops. But anyway, let's get a closer look at Shadow real quick. Look at him looking all menacing and angry, and he looks like a Shadow Batman to me. I'd be upset if Shadow were to be any other DC character. Like, this is perfect fitting. I feel like it started as Shadow being Batman, and they said, you know what, we'll just make the rest of them. We'll figure it out. Because this is such a perfect fit. I love this so much. Look at him. Doesn't he look so cool? This is so sick. When it comes to leg movement, it seems to be a lot, I mean, it's looser, so I'm a little concerned about that, but like, it's definitely easier to move around compared to the Sonic Movie 3 Shadow. And then his cape looks like it's glued to his head. Hello, Chloe. She wants attention. But anyway, yeah, it looks like the cape is like glued to like one of his quills, like right here. I'm not sure if it's meant to be like that, or if it is, I'm not sure. It's because you can see a marking right there. You can see that, right? Like, because I feel like it can lay on him either way. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's meant to be glued down or not. I know Tito the OG also did an unboxing review for this. I didn't watch it. I wanted to go into this blind. I swear, Tito, I love you. I support you. Hold on, but can we get Shadow to, like, do, like, the menacing walk? I think that's close enough. He's, like, pushing away Batman. He's like, I got this. But because of him having the light-up gimmick, he's not going to have the hinges or, like, the butterfly joints, like, that you see over here with Sonic and as well as Silver. And he's also not going to have the ab crunch. So it has me very curious on what a regular 5-inch Shadow Batman is going to look. But I feel like this is a great figure for now, but honestly, I feel you're better off waiting for the standard release when that comes out. But if you're like me and can't wait, what's wrong with having two of them? This cat is trying to crush the box. I want to keep the box. Chloe, get off of that box. Come here, beautiful. We're going to review this together. Oh, you like Amy? You like it so much you want to push it off the desk? So anyway, let's compare this Shadow with a couple other Shadows I have in the collection. This cat. So I pulled out a good array. First up, we got him with the 4-inch Jakks Pacific Shadow. And everything just looks so much better. I love the matte finish across the figure rather than the cheap, glossy plastic one. I love how he has elbow joints and overall just looks a whole lot better. Like, this looks fantastic. I love this. Now, when we think of a 5-inch Shadow figure, we also think about the movie Shadow. And the articulation is definitely there. Like, he looks so good. But this Batman Shadow is not going to have the articulation of this Shadow specifically because of this one not having a light-up gimmick. But if I were to compare this with the light-up gimmick Shadow from the movie, the articulation would be very similar. But I have that in my basement, and I don't feel like digging for that, so I'm not going to worry about it. But something I like to think about when it comes to having a 5-inch Shadow is also thinking about the Prime figures. Because the Prime figures are like the first attempt at a 5-inch standard Sonic character. And although at one point this was known as the best Shadow figure out there, it was definitely trumped by the movie collection by far. Like, it was beautiful. And also, playing with the figure and moving it around is also a giant pain. While with this Batman Shadow and even the movie Shadow, it is so much easier to just pose him in any way you want with not much hindrance and like with a lot of ease. Like, look how easily I was able to put that pose in. And it also helps with having the leg cut right here, as well as having the bicep swivel right at his shoulder. Like, having a lot more articulation into it, although it kind of like takes away from the aesthetic, it makes playing with it a whole lot easier. And this much ease when it comes to playing with a Shadow figure cannot be said about this Prime Shadow. So at one point, this was regarded as one of the best Shadow figures, and now if they do a 5-inch Shadow, kind of similar to the DC setup, but with these aesthetics, there would be no need for this anymore. Okay, Chloe doesn't want to be a part of the video anymore, so we're going to move on to Silver, because that one's my favorite. So now we got Silver, and I love him. I didn't even get to play with the figure. I just love him. It's Silver. He's perfect on his own. But, like, just imagine him, like, you know, just fly in, having his feet toward the ground. Finally having a Silver figure with ankle joints. Is that a first? Hold on. Because I know they did a Superposer Silver a long time ago when Jazzware still had the collection. But I'm not sure if it had ankle movement at all. It had a little bit. But it also looked pretty rough. I'm very curious on what a Superposer Silver actually like holds up now. Like, too bad they're like stupid expensive, so like I'm never gonna own one. But this would look miles better anyway. Like, look at the articulation. Like, he actually looks pretty good. But to be fair, it's also like covered in a lot of black. So it kind of hides itself kind of well, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, here's a closer look at Silver. I can't give you an objective opinion on this because I am very much a Silver fanboy. And the fact that I have a brand new Silver action figure and he finally gets more love and more articulation just has me to the moon right now. So I love him in every way. And I accidentally broke him trying to move his arm. But it was just a mushroom peg thing. So you could just peg that right back in and you should be good. That has me a little nervous about the longevity of these guys. I mean, I don't want to pose this and then just have the figure just kind of fall apart. But it feels good now. I just had to fix the joint and like put it in a proper position where I could actually move him. And crap, it happened again because I was trying to move his wrist. Because it looks like there's a wrist hinge right here. But moving it is going to be a little bit tough. So this would be one of those things where you want to like heat it up with a hair dryer or hot water and then try and move the joint that way, because right now it's very stiff and you don't want to break it. Thankfully mine just came apart and didn't actually break, so at least there's that. But man, look at him. He looks so cool. I love this. Which, by the way, I love the way it looked in the box. They're already in like posing like in action. So like I almost didn't even need to like open it to like see him in action. Like, he's so cool. It seems that the like where the waist is, like, I think it's like a Y cut, because trying to move his leg up was a little bit of a pain, but thankfully with the little cut right there, you can actually like, put the leg where you need it to be. Still not ideal, but it's better, I guess. It's better than nothing. It's better than what we got with the 4-inch figures. He does have a little bit of a butterfly joint. There's not much movement, but oh, goodness gracious. That said, I might buy another Silver. Just in case. Because I feel the retail on these guys now are, what, like 20 bucks a piece? I hope it doesn't always break that easy or fall apart that easy. I hope it's just mine. And it looks like it's on a mushroom peg. So you can move his head around if you need to, but be careful. Because Shadow doesn't have that. He just has a standard swivel. I feel like this butterfly joint is almost useless because it doesn't go across his chest all that well. And that's the point of a butterfly joint. And I wish I could move his fist a little bit forward to... Oh! There's his other arm! Okay, so I got the hinge to move. There we go. It's not supposed to do that. I'm fairly confident. I want to love this thing. It's silver. I want to love this thing. But please stop falling apart! So I'd compare him to my other Jakks Pacific silvers, but there's only one if I don't want to include the super silver. And Chloe just knocked over the calendar because she's a bad cat. She wants the window open. So I guess we'll open the window and you're gonna hear a little bit of noise. So here he is next to a 4-inch Jakks Pacific silver. And I don't know, like, I think he looks fine. Like, I love both of them. I love both of them very much. And I would love to have a 5-inch standard silver that's not a superhero. But the fact that I got silver this close to Ryan Reynolds, I'll take it. I know it's not the Ryan Reynolds portrayal that we all love. It's not, but I'll take it. Which, by the way, which one's your favorite out of the bunch when it comes to, like, the crossovers? Because I love silver, but I think Sonic's gonna be my favorite. And I love how, like, the mask just covers up his eyeliner. That's so funny. And it just hit me that Shadow has no eyeliner because he's wearing a mask, I guess, because of these gray stripes. That's funny. I like that a lot, actually. Alright, now let's move on. Let's do Sonic. Alright, now we got Sonic. And he's got a paint thing right there that I couldn't see in the box because he's pointing that way. I feel deceived. Now, Flash is my favorite DC character, not because of the fact that he goes fast. I just really enjoyed the DC, I think the CW show. Yeah, the Arrowverse show. Yeah, I loved Arrow. I loved Flash. I loved Black Lightning. I didn't watch many of the other ones, though, because that was a lot to keep up with. But I can probably get this paint off with a magic eraser. Be a little scary, but I could probably do it. So anyway, here's a closer look at Sonic as the Flash. His shoe paint detail is not there. It's all just mold work and lines and fairly basic. But the rest of him just looks so cool. There's so much line work and paint work that looks so good. However, when it comes to the legs, depending on how you move your legs, like the lines are not going to technically match up anymore. But as I grew to get older, I learned to not care about that as much. So hopefully, if that bothers you, hopefully you can get over it too. But I love the lightning bolts around Sonic's ears too. For some reason, it reminds me very much of like the werehog, especially from the back. I could definitely see it like that. That's pretty funny. But man, look at Sonic. Looking so cool. His butterfly joint does move a little bit, I guess. But all the other movement works pretty well. You can move the wrist mostly easy without popping off the arm. That's a good sign. Proud of that. I got bought another silver. And just like silver, that I forgot to mention, he does have hip movements, so that's good. And it feels a lot more freeing compared to what we saw with the movie figures. So it makes for some more dynamic punches, for example. Look a lot better because you can move his shoulder across, or I should say his chest. You can move his chest across and have the shoulders like stick out more and be like, yeah, I just punched you at supersonic speed and you may not survive because that's a powerful punch. But yeah, we got another Y cut right there, so you gotta maneuver a little bit to get to these kind of angles. But yeah, I didn't think I'd see a detailed Sonic figure like this. At first I was like, hey, why does he have no movement in his socks? But I'm like, no, oh no, it's at the bottom of the shoe. Yeah, so you can pose him the way you need to. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, he's so cool. So now, if they made a Sonic figure, like a standard Sonic, not superhero, in this articulation, even though there'd be a cut into his chest, so like the things won't line up much anymore, would you still buy it? Because I'm not sure if this is like mostly a giant experiment with Jakks Pacific or not, because if it is, I'm sold. Let's make a new line of Sonic figures. You can have him like running like that, or you can have him, you know, running like that too. Like that works too. But when I think of you know, the Flash, I think of like very short steps or whatever, like because he's already going so fast. But like, look at him. Like, look at that. he's running. He's going fast. Like, it's fun to pose this figure for sure. But the way the Y cut is in the crotch area, so you can actually like move his legs, it's a little annoying. Because the way it was on the Sonic Movie 3 figure, it was a lot easier to move his legs, I felt. But other than that, like, yeah, this is fun to play with. Like, this is a fun figure. So now, let's compare it to some of the other Sonic figures we have in the collection. Now let's get this one out of the way. Here he is next to the Prime Sonic. This is just a standard one that you got from Wave 1. Yeah, no one really likes this figure. It's not fun to play with. It's not good. We're gonna move on. We're gonna pretend this one doesn't exist. But then we'll quickly go along to the 4-inch figure. Yeah, we love 4-inch Sonic. Yeah, he looks so good. Yeah, look at him. What a hero. Yeah, so cool. Okay. All right, now moving on. We're gonna move on to the movie Sonic, because that's the one we really want to compare it to. Because this is hands down the most articulated Sonic figure out there, and we love it very much because of that. When it comes to articulation, aesthetically, it's pretty much mostly the same. The butterfly joints are definitely a lot bigger on the movie Sonic, which we'll get into that a little bit later because that's actually pretty important. But you can see the gap in the legs is a lot smaller on the movie figure, and I feel like it's because of how the pegs in there are engineered, which we'll get into that a little bit later as well. So on paper, it feels like this Flash Sonic is pretty much perfected. Like, it's almost there. However, what makes... Wow, it got really dark in here. Oh my goodness. We gotta wait for the sun to come back to make it, you know, not dark. I'm sorry. I rely on the sun. But anyway, what makes the movie Sonic so great is the fact that, like, you can move his legs so easily. It's pretty poseable here. Like, if I try and move it like that with this Sonic, it doesn't want to flow as easy. You have to maneuver it a little bit. While this, you can literally just move it back and forth. And I think that's because of how the mushroom pegs are in there. Or the ball pegs, I think. Yeah, they're ball pegs. The way the ball pegs are engineered in there, so, like, it's not like a Y where it goes in two different directions. I think it's more like it's across both around the crotch, so it's easier to move this leg around. While this is more like a Y, so you have to maneuver everything the way you need to, like that. So it makes playing with this figure a little bit more cumbersome, but I'll deal with it, I guess. But the biggest thing I like about this is the butterfly joint. Like, look how well you can move the chest or move the arm across the chest like that. While if we try to do that for Sonic over here with Flash Sonic, it only goes like forward. It doesn't really go across his chest. So I feel like it's almost there, but I think the way they were able to do it on this one is because of the fact that, like, they were able to get the cut so close to where his little, not the muzzle, his little chest circle thing, whatever you want to call this thing, they're able to get it so close without cutting into it, so they're able to get that range in there. While when they try to convert this to this, he's probably going to have a big soft spot in there, and we don't know how deep they're able to go into this. So that's my theory, at least. If we can get a little bit more range in the shoulders, that'd be perfect. Other than that, like, these butterfly joints are almost useless. So I wouldn't say that this is the best Sonic figure articulation-wise. That definitely still goes to the movie Sonic. If I'm going to play with a Sonic figure, I'm either going to play with the Nendoroid or play with this guy. But this is definitely a good step in the right direction, but they didn't perfect it as well as they did with this guy. I guess we'll take a look at Darkseid, because I think this is the first time Jakks has done a DC figure in a long time. So I'm not sure if they did him back in the day or not. Because I know right now I think McFarlane has the license? I can't remember. But looking at him, like, it's mostly what I would expect. Like, he has a very soft skirting. He got the double jointed movement in his elbows and knees. He got ankle rocker. He got the cut at his boot. He got a very big gap right there. Like, he got movement. He's an action figure. Like, they definitely thought about this when they also gave him a butterfly joint. Look, if this were supposed to be like a $15 to $20 figure, I mean, I think this is fine. I don't really have much of an opinion on Darkseid. I can't tell you how accurate it is or, like, how good it really is. Like, just as an action figure, like, it's pretty good to the standards that I would see from, like, I don't know, Marvel Legends. Yeah, for a villain, it works well. I don't like how the neck is just, it feels like it's a ball, but, like, when you go to move it, it feels like it's more on a swivel. So, like, he has the angle on his head, so I'm not a fan of that. But other than that, I mean, it's a mostly fine figure. Like, I feel like a lot of us are not going to care about this unless you really care about having the regular superheroes as well as the Sonic variants, because thankfully they released that with like Superman with Knuckles or Batman with Shadow, which you can get those. I don't know if I'm gonna get them or not. We'll see. I'm debating it. So I feel like if you're going for that, then yeah, absolutely get this Darkseid set so you can have a Darkseid figure. But if you only mainly care about the 5-inch versions, then you don't really need this. Now let me put these Sonic figures away, and then we'll move on to Amy. Alright, there's Amy. This one, I feel my niece is going to want this one, because she loves Amy. So yeah, this is going to be the standard packaging that you'll see for any of the standard 5-inch figures, and I love this. This is like, I don't know, I don't want to say nostalgic, because I never really bought many superhero figures as a kid. I bought a couple of like Spider-Man figures and like a Daredevil and a Wolverine back in the day. But like, this is just so cool. I love this packaging so much. If I had the space, I'd buy them all. Again. Anyway, on the back, it's going to advertise who she is, and then like go over other characters. Like, oh yeah, you can get Silver and Sonic in this wave. And then after that, it's literally Superman, Knuckles, Cyborg, Tails, and Batman Shadow again with more articulation. Then you got Amy, Wonder Woman, and then you do actually have a bio for these. So that's actually kind of cool. I kind of wish we got that with the other characters. So I guess I'm going to find these in the store and look on the back because I want to read their little bios. In the heat of battle, Sonic the Hedgehog and his friends are blasted across dimensions into a world of the Justice League, while the DC superheroes fight to save the multiverse. Sonic and friends don their costumes in an attempt to maintain order in an unfamiliar world. Never mind, I think all of them say this, so I don't need to worry about looking at the rest of them. I was hoping it would have a little bit of a Amy takes on Wonder Woman and like what it means to her, I guess. But no, this is just a generic thing right here, which that's fine. That works. So, without further ado, let's open her up. I'm really excited to see the Knuckles Superman. I mean, you can see it in the 2.5-inch form now, but like, I want to see that like in person right now. Which, funny enough, if you want the 2.5-inch versions, that's available now. Like, you can get the other half. You can get Shadow, Knuckles, and Tails with their superheroes, while if you want the 5-inch ones, it's the opposites. So, that's funny. Okay, so she is tied down by her waist and her wrists. So we gotta nick those out real quick, and we'll be right back. Alright. Let's try this again. Yeah. Alright. There's Amy. Now, getting a closer look at her, yeah, she looks pretty cute. She's not smiling very much, though. She's in an unfamiliar world. She may or may not have her hammer. I'm pretty sure she does. I didn't read the comics yet. But yeah, look at Amy go. She's Wonder Woman. She's Wonder Amy. She sure is adorable. The paint work, for the most part, is okay. I'm mainly looking at like the stars around her little skirt, because it's not always fully painted in. Like, some stars look great. Like, look at that one. That one looks alright. This one looks great. This is perfect, actually. All the other ones, they look alright. Now, if this were like a $50 figure, I'd be a lot more critical about it. But this is a $20 figure, which that's a little up there. But like, they're like more like 15, then I wouldn't care as much. But she got body movement. She got a good butterfly joint. Like, it definitely goes back. I'm not sure how much she needs to go back, but like, there you go. I wish it also would have came with a hammer, but we don't have that. That's okay. She can do that death grip. Look at that. Ah, listen to that click. Yeah. Why is my Amy melted on her ear? Oh goodness gracious. Okay, we gotta heat that up and fix that. I have a Sonic figure at work that's the same way that my buddy Keith found at a thrift store, I think. Shout out to my buddy Keith. I love him. But these ones, I didn't find these in store. I ordered these through Target's website back in like June. So like, I couldn't like see these in person and actually buy them from there. But from what I saw, especially in a couple of days when I went back to Target a couple of times, these are readily available. Like, you can buy these, hopefully no problem. But yeah, for the most part, this is a fine figure. Like, this works. Like, it's a I wish the ear was a little better, but other than that, like, it's fine. She stands up on her own. Like, the joints feel loose, but, like, they stand. Like, they hold themselves pretty well for now. Play with them a little rough, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm a 32-year-old man with a full-time job and does YouTube for a hobby. Me having time to play with figures, not very much of a thing. Hold on, I forgot to compare this to the other Amy. Hold on. Now, the only other Amy I have is going to be from the 4-inch wave, and she doesn't have a big old smile on her face. And, I don't know, the eyes are a different shade of green. That's interesting. This 4-inch Jakks Amy isn't all that great anyway, like, compared to what we should have. But it's fine. I love the different tone of pink they used as well. Like, this looks really nice. But these are the brand new DC Sonic 5-inch action figures. And depending on how well this video goes, I might buy the other ones like Cyborg, Batman, and Superman with their 2.5-inch variants. Just so Darkseid can have some enemies, I guess. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, which ones do you want to go for? Do you want to go for the better articulated Sonic figures, or do you want to have them in scale with the superheroes and have them side by side? Personally, I care more about having, like, better Sonic figures, personally, but these look great. If these are the foundations of what the standard 5-inch Sonic figures could look like, that'd be pretty cool, but I just want them to have a little bit more range in the shoulders. Other than that, they're solid, but please be better quality control compared for silver, because, like, I don't want my arms popping off that easy. But if you want to grab these yourself, I will try and leave links in the description on where you can buy these guys. For $20 figures, they're alright. I think they're pretty fine. But I'm a Sonic fanboy, so I'm just going to buy these figures anyway. But I'm pretty happy with my purchase. These are pretty great. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. The description's going to have my link tree, as well as hopefully places where you can buy these guys. And I hope these are also available outside of the US fairly easily, because I wonder if my buddy JG will want these as well. I'm not sure how well it's going to be shipped out in Australia, but we'll see what happens. But thank you for watching. I love you guys to death. And I'll see you on the next one. So peace, peace.